Structure yields to physics. Sparks ignite, metal flows, and raw industrial might transforms complex machinery into pure molten potential. Watch this industrial sandblaster tackle decades of heavy rust on a classic truck door. The corrosion vanishes instantly, revealing the raw metal underneath.
Years of spotted corrosion look brutal, but one spray of our gel softener changes everything. Watch how it penetrates deep into the...
No sanding, no grinding, just pure mechanical precision. That's factory-grade bare metal, ready for primer and paint. One trigger pull, decades of corrosion gone. Watch as industrial abrasives slice through rust like butter. Precision, power, and patience. What was once scrap is now a blank canvas, ready for its next chapter.
Watch rust disappear in seconds. No chemicals, no waiting. Just a high-speed dance of sparks revealing smooth, bare steel. This is what heavy-duty restoration looks like.
Watch as this heavy-duty rust solvent hits the corroded wheel hub. It breaks down oxidation instantly. High-pressure water then blasts it away.
Once clean, a precision anti-corrosion sealant is sprayed on. This locks in the restoration, prevents future rust, and delivers.
Watch what happens when this rust converter hits the hood. That bright blue liquid is working immediately. Listen to it sizzle. The reaction breaks the rust apart, and now the surface just peels away. With a quick pass of the scraper,
watch how high-pressure steam softens decades of oxidation in seconds. One pass, and the rust starts surrendering.
No harsh chemicals, just heat, pressure, and precision. That's how professionals prep metal for a flawless finish.
High-pressure steam meets decades of corrosion. Watch the oxidation surrender on contact.
One steady pass and the factory metal breathes again. Fast, efficient, ready for rebuild.
No scrubbing, no blasting. Just pure chemical action, stripping it down to bare metal. Look at that factory fresh shine.
Watch industrial-grade chemistry meet decades of corrosion. No sanding, no grinding, just a thick teal gel doing the heavy lifting.
One smooth pass and the rust vanishes. This isn't just cleaning, it's surface transformation. Save this for your next shop project.
Watch this chemical reaction eat through decades of corrosion. One drop is all it takes to break the bond.
No grinding, no sanding. Just scrape away the sludge to reveal factory-fresh steel underneath.
watch this white liquid turn blue and instantly dissolve years of corrosion. One scrape and look at that shine. It's like magic for your car.
Chemical spray hits the rust. Scraper glides across. Look at that reveal. Perfect bare metal in seconds. No grinding, no dust. This is restoration satisfaction.
Why grind when you can burn? Watch heavy corrosion turn to ash in seconds using just a blowtorch. The heat does all the work. No dust, no mess. Just one pass and you're down to bare metal. This is the fastest way to prep for restoration.
Watch a corroded wheel meet industrial chemistry. One slow dip into this specialized green stripping bath triggers an instant reaction.
There it goes, just melts the rust right off. Look at that bare metal. Beautiful. That's gonna shine like new once it's finished.
Watch heavy-duty sandblasting strip decades of rust in real time. One pass, zero compromise, just raw, shop-ready steel underneath.
Perfect surface prep for primer and paint. If you love satisfying restoration work, hit subscribe and drop your project questions below.
Watch rust converter hit heavy corrosion. The blue formula instantly softens oxidation, turning stubborn rust into a liquid sludge ready for easy removal.
One smooth scrape lifts it all away. The dissolved corrosion peels off cleanly, revealing factory-ready bare metal.
Watch what happens when the neutralizer hits the rust. It starts eating through it right away. See the steam? That's the reaction pulling the iron oxide out. Once it's soft, you can just push it off. Underneath is clean, solid metal ready for welding.
It's the unthinkable. A rotted car body reborn in a single dip. No sanding, no grinding, no lasers. Just lower it into a proprietary electrolytic bath and watch decades of corrosion vanish. Rust dissolves in seconds, leaving the original steel untouched. A high-pressure rinse sweeps away the residue and reveals pristine.
Watch what happens when cryogenic liquid hits decades of surface rust. The thermal shock instantly fractures the oxidation, turning
One pass removes years of decay. No grinding, no dust, just clean steel ready for coating. This is next-level metal prep.
Watch what happens when this rust-converting solution hits bare oxidation. The milky liquid reacts instantly, turning that orange scale into a black protective layer. Once it sets, a simple scrape peels the...
Watch decades of decay vanish in seconds. High-pressure dry ice blasting doesn't just clean, it transforms.
This is how American restoration shops prep classics for their next chapter. Fast, clean, and brutally efficient. The metal remembers exactly what it used to be.
Pour on the blue gel, watch it turn to sludge. Now scrape it off. Look at that shine. Brand new metal in seconds. That is satisfying.
This roof looks done for until we hit it with professional rust remover. Watch the solution soak in and foam as it breaks the corrosion apart. Then, with a sharp scraper held flat,
Watch as decades of heavy rust meet intense industrial heat. In seconds, corrosion turns to ash, revealing clean steel. No grinding, no chemicals, just precision heat and expert technique. Raw, satisfying restoration at its absolute finest. Watch closely as thick, industrial-grade coating meets decades of rust. The pour is slow, deliberate, and oddly satisfying. Watch closely as thick, industrial-grade coating meets decades of rust. The pour is slow, deliberate, and oddly satisfying. Watch this chemical solver eat through years of oxidation. Just let it sit for a second, see those bubbles? That's the rust lifting right off the surface.
Now for the best part. One pass, and it's gone. Look at that bare metal shine underneath. That is how you restore properly.
Sand. This isn't sandblasting. It isn't acid. It's ultra high pressure water, up to 40,000 PSI. And it's erasing rust like it was never there. A needle thin cold water jet slices through a century of corrosion, turning it to harmless slurry and washing it away in seconds. No heat.
Watch the power of dual stage stripping. We're taking this beast back to bare metal in seconds.
No chemicals, just pure kinetic force. Look at that factory steel peeking through the decay, ready for the primer.
Shiny again.
You won't believe this heavy-duty cleaning process. They are using a massive crane to lower this entire rusty dump truck into a giant chemical bath. Watch how the liquid instantly turns bright orange as it starts eating away decay.
There's something deeply satisfying about stripping away the decay. One steady pass, and years of rust surrender to precision. There's something deeply satisfying about stripping away the decay. One steady pass, and years of rust surrender to precision.
It's not just about removing the old. It's about revealing what's underneath. Every grain of dust is proof that patience rebuilds what time wore down.
One application of thermal rust converter and 30 years of corrosion starts to surrender. Watch how the chemistry breaks down the oxidation without damaging the base metal. One smooth pass and the factory steel shines through again. No guesswork, just precision and patience. That's how you bring dead metal back to life.
Watch this thick red gel work its magic on heavy rust. One pour, and it binds to the corrosion instantly. Now for the best part, scraping it all away to reveal brand new metal underneath. Look at that shine. Now,
check out this satisfying peel. After treating the surface, the rust just lifts right off like a sticker. Look at that clean metal underneath, from crusty corrosion to brand new steel in seconds. This is restoration therapy.
Watch as decades of heavy corrosion vanish in seconds. The blasting nozzle glides across the vintage steel, peeling back.
Precision blasting leaves zero damage, just a flawless canvas ready for primer and paint. This is how classic American trucks are brought back to life.
This truck hasn't seen the road in decades. Watch us spray the solution and start scraping away years of corrosion.
The rust peels off instantly, revealing perfect metal underneath. This restoration process is incredibly satisfying to watch.
Watch as a heavy-duty rust dissolver hits decades of oxidation. The moment it makes contact, an intense chemical foam erupts, breaking down the corrosion in
footers. Then a simple scrub lifts it all away. In seconds, the panel is stripped clean, revealing factory-ready bare metal.